All right.
Okay, cool.
So it is
Yeah,
June 2021, and we've got some exciting news, features, bug fixes, and reports in the app universe, in the campaign app universe. So
yes.
yeah, take it away. What's the first thing for us today, Jochen?
Yeah, last time we had a little preview on a feature that is now implemented in live, and I wanted to show it off now. We have added labels to campaign entries. These are just small stickers you can define by yourself. It's just text and place it on a character. And in this case, I just want to say the Mook1 is a pirate. So I tag it with pirate. And as you can see, there is nothing saying pirate within the campaign entry itself. And therefore, it shouldn't be found. But
I can't see the
now,
screen though.
you can, sorry, I should, I thought I was sharing, excuse me. Where can I do the screen sharing? Nowhere. Share screen, there it is. And then I should choose this one. Okay. And then click share.
Great.
Now you can
Okay.
see things.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the Mook1. It's a campaign entry, and I just added two labels, NPC and pirate. And if I would search for these NPC and pirate thing, it would normally look into the text of the campaign entry, and I would not find Mook1 because within the text it does not contain any mention of NPC or pirate. But now these labels that you can define for yourself, will be found also. So this is easily tested. Let's go to the campaign entry overview page. And now I want to have every pirate in the game. And now he puts in a Mook1. And let's remove it here. And Mook2 is also a pirate, of course. So I will label him that way and get back to it and
Excellent.
looking for pirate. And now you can find all campaign entries by labels too.
That's great. Yeah, these labels are like metadata. So they're like tags for
Yes.
tags in a way. So you'll have the NPC tag and a whole bunch of NPCs, but sometimes you want to group things, and sometimes you want to describe things that are beyond just the campaign description. It's like what kind of category, what kind of folder, what kind of tag of the tag does this represent? So that's what the labels feature does. And now we can search for labels. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and there are only so many special characters we can use for auto tagging.
Yes.
So people wanted to have more categories available. So we added these labels and we will expand on them. In the future, you will be able to define colors
Oh yeah.
for different types of labels. You will have additionally icons for different types of labels.
Excellent.
And you will have key value pairs for labels. So in the future, I will be able, for example, to put attributes into labels. For example, when I want to query some information, strength isn't much of an interest, but imagine you have the challenge rating of a creature and want to have here something like this. And in the future, you will have a better query support for labels too, and then you can say, give me every creature in a range of challenge rating 9 to 11, for example.
Huh, excellent.
Yeah.
So a little bit of math there, and then it'll also be string friendly, I guess. Hey, so alpha and numeric comparison. Yeah. So what are the limits on labels right now? So is there a maximum text length in a label, and is there a maximum number of labels that you can apply and create?
Yeah, currently we are limiting to 25 labels, and each label is limited to 100 characters, if I recall correctly. Yeah, this is subject to change, of course, but we wanted to start with some limits. Else, the idea is to put information in the campaign entry and not into the labels. But yeah, let's see how it works out in the future.
Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks. That's exciting.
Yeah, and then let's go to the next new feature. And previously, we had just this little button here where we could upload images. Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay, and now we have added copy and paste functionality. So you could just start with a folder locally, and let me switch to the appropriate folder. And here I have some maps of my running campaign, and I could just take this one from Auheim and copy it into the clipboard, and then I'll paste it here. And there it is.
Excellent.
So
Yeah,
in the background, it is uploaded automatically to our server, and there the appropriate code for this image file is pasted in to the text automatically, so you can reference wherever you want.
Great. And does that apply to, so if I see an image in my browser, can I right click and copy that and do the same thing? Or do I need to select something from my hard drive?
No, you can use the browser too. Let's try it. We go to Google and I just want to have a nice forest image. Let's choose this one. And then I say copy image. And paste it. Oh, I need to remember the shortcuts here on my keyboard. I am switching keyboards at the moment. So, and then I can paste it here. And the image is updated and uploaded here.
That's excellent. Great little usability enhancement. Fantastic.
And because it was mentioned last time in the forum, what about image scaling? There's a new syntax with a new image syntax where you can put in a blank, and after the blank an equal sign. And after the equal sign, you can put the X, the width scaling in pixel, and then you need another X for yeah, times, and behind that there would be normally the height, but this doesn't take effect at the moment, so you can skip it and just change the width part and therefore scale your image how you like it in your.
Great. So after the image string there, you inside the parentheses, you add a space, then an equal sign, and then a number that you want to scale, and then X.
Yes.
And at the time of this demo, it is width only with height possibly coming.
Yes, you can add the height here too. That's no problem. The system is prepared for this. But in effect, the style sheet we applied on the web page is hiding the application of the height part.
Great. Excellent. That's good. Yeah, that was a question raised recently in the forum. So thank you.
Yes, and then let's have a look to the next thing. That was just a little bit of HTML. So we could go for some, say we would do some investigation for some research for your upcoming game. We had this in the forum too, and there was a question about gold mining and how it was done in the medieval times. And so we can Google for it, and you can see here some text, and I will just try to copy and paste it over only the headline and the first two paragraphs. So let's copy it. And then I go back. I can remove this one. And then I go back here and I'll paste it. And you see what it already does. It converted the HTML that was in the clipboard to the Markdown syntax we are using here, and also included the links. So you can directly copy from a web page what you found and put it into Campaign Logger and have it formatted in the way Campaign Logger wants it to be formatted.
That's excellent. I know that like in our roadmap, we're planning a visual editor.
Yeah.
Don't know what that looks like. It's kind of tricky right now for us to implement, but this is an amazing interim solution. So if I understand correctly, I could open Google Docs or Word and type things in and then
Yes.
copy that. And so use the handy and easy formatting that's in an external application as an interim thing, and then paste that and it'll come in formatted. That's a fantastic hack. Wonderful. This is good. Really good improvement.
Yeah. So let's have a look at a Word doc. So just to be sure, Word is not HTML, and try it this way. And paragraph. And then we will have it like this, and I'll copy it over. And we get the headline and the paragraph.
Wonderful.
So it is working even out of Word.
Excellent.
And the next thing is, imagine you have something like this pre-formatted text in your clipboard, but you don't want to paste the pre-formatted text. So there's a shortcut. Of course, you can do it like this, paste as plain text, but the shortcut that is written behind it works with most browsers. So you just put in Control-Shift-V, and then you paste the plain text without any formatting.
Nice. Control-Shift-V. Good tip.
Yes. Okay.
Great. Just writing that down for the show notes.
Yeah, cool. And another new thing, that's the image gallery. So if we take a look here, we are currently just uploading every image we use. And of course, this gets, kind of cluttering on the server. So we prepared an image gallery where you can copy or take the image code of one of the images here and directly post it or paste it to your next entry. Or in the future, you will be able to just remove an image here, delete it on the server. And
Nice.
we are thinking about things like consolidating the other links, so you don't have links that go nowhere or something like this. And as you can see, I also uploaded a PDF image here, a PDF file here. And of course, a PDF can't be shown as an image. So there will be a placeholder in the future that shows that this is PDF.
Nice. What file formats are supported right now? We have images, so that would be PNG and JPEG.
As the browser is just is handling the images, so we can use every image that the browser can handle. So in PNG, JPEG, GIF, and whatnot.
And then what other file types? You've got PDF in the example. Can I upload an Excel file?
You can upload. Yeah, you can upload any file you want,
Nice.
and you just need to make it a normal link so you can click it. I can show you in a moment. Let's take the Inquisitor, and I'll paste it here. Of course, the Inquisitor is not an image, so I need to remove this one, and I should probably paste it like this. And as the PDF is not an image, I need just to remove the exclamation mark at the beginning, and then I have a normal link. And let me just log it, and so I can click on this one, and it opens up my Inquisitor character sheet right from the server.
That's excellent. So technically, we could start using labels as a simple file management system. So what I mean is we could put a file into a campaign entry. And so now that PDF is there, an image is in another entry, and another image is in another entry. But we could then use labels to say dungeons, or forests, and then it would bring up all of the forest type of images or assets, I guess would be a better one.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. I just thought of that. That's a great use case for labels. Excellent.
let's try it this way. I could try the following. Let's go to MOOC 1 and put in the character sheet here. So, and then go back to my campaign log and try the MOOC. So this is MOOC 1, and if I hover over this, the first few parts will be available here. So if I click here, I can open the character sheet right from the
Nice. Excellent.
pop-up and have easy access for every character.
That'll make things easy.
So what is next? Just a few things. So we once introduced the idea of templates. Maybe you remember this was, you requested it. It's just this 5-room dungeon canvas.
Yes.
And yeah, it's pretty much like you created it in slides. So as I was preparing my games, I found this, yeah, I found that I put more content into the rooms themselves and less content into things like 3-step plan, GM moves, and connections. And for me, this was a problem because the rooms column was so filled up that, yeah, I had so much space wide in the other columns. So I decided to make another template just for me. And of course, everyone can use it. And this is, I call just 5-room dungeon template. And this one has just impressions, dangers, and discoveries. And just in case, I put in 3-step plan and GM moves within dangers.
Nice.
As I think that's my feeling there where they should belong to. And of course, connections would be discoveries, in my opinion. So this would take care of the first 6 sections we normally have, and the remaining now freed up sections is it can be used for the different rooms. So I can have more text in for the rooms themselves. I want to have a little description for each room. I want to have the dangers in each room, the NPCs that can be encountered there, and the treasure in the rooms. So I need more space for them here. Yeah, you see, I'm not that much loopy. I'm more to the point what I want in the different rooms. So yeah, I needed this space. And finally, the conclusion part, yeah, is
that's a great spot.
Yeah, I want pointers, a summary for pointers that lead to other adventures, and this is what you call connections, but your connections are also incoming connections and not just outgoing connections. And I want a summary block for XP that I will award, special treasure that could have been found, and things like that. So a final summary I can use as a checklist when I finish the adventure. And therefore I wanted this conclusion as a separate section here. And as you can see, it's just the 3 backticks, but instead then you write 5RDT instead of 5RDC, and then everything is the same as before. You have the title, the impressions, yeah, and everything else. So I can show you an empty one, so that's more easy to understand. So if you go here and just put in 5RDT, then you get everything you want, and you can just take from here the names for the sections you want to fill. So impressions is just this. You just take the impressions, and now you can fill it in.
Good.
And
Yeah, when you use
instead,
the heading impressions in
yes,
brackets, then any text that you put under that will automatically be grouped or placed into the impressions box. That's great.
correctly. And within the brackets, you don't need to be, you need to follow casing. You can use lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter. But the new feature, which is now part of this, is say you just don't like the title impressions, or you want to translate it. You can put in an equal sign, and after that you can put in every title you want. So I will put in the German word, and this is Eindrücke for impressions. And for example, you could also say I don't want just I like impressions, but I just want to put in something in addition to this. For example, like this.
Nice. That's great.
So, and this works for every heading except for title, because title is not a heading. It's just a placeholder. So if you add a title section, which is empty, then the title is removed and you have now a space for just writing the title.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And of course, I should mention what works for the 5-room dungeon template also works for the 5-room dungeon canvas. So if you want a 3-step plan and you want to rename it All My Evil Plans, you can do it. Yeah, that's it within Campaign Logger. There's one change I wanted to mention. Previously, we had the URL preview.campaignlogger.com, and now we started to change the URLs. We will have a different naming scheme in the future, where we have under campaignlogger.com just a landing page explaining what the application is, and yeah, choosing between the old one and the new one. And the new one will then be available on app.campaignlogger.com, and the old one will be available at legacy.app.campaignlogger.com.
Okay, legacy.campaignlogger.com.
Yes.
Great, logger.com. Will the app.campaignlogger.com be the URL after we leave beta as well?
Yeah, this is the final URL here.
Excellent. Okay, great. We can let folks know to update their bookmarks, then this won't change in the future.
Okay, and just one more thing. This is the world map project. This was a thing we had running for a long time, but which needed to be reworked, and this has finally been done. And yeah, thanks to Corey for all the effort he put into this. And yeah, what is it really? It's yeah, think it's your own Google Maps. You put in a high resolution image, get it tiled, and then you can scroll into it, scroll out of it, put in some markers, put text on the markers and things like that, and share the URL with the members of your campaign and put in markers for your progress, for example. And we use it in my campaign for marking yeah, locations where adventures took place, where important people have been met, and things like that.
Cool. So are you saying that players can also pin locations and edit pinned locations, or is it only the logged in user?
It's only the owner of the map who can do this at the moment. But yeah, depending on yeah, user wishes, we will of course expand this in the future.
Yeah. What is the current process while we're on the topic of feature requests? What should a user do if they have an idea or a request to add something to one of our apps?
Yeah, best is to just create a thread in the forum and put in feature request colon, and then something like the title of the product, for example, campaign logger, world map, or whatever, and then a short description of what they want. And then in the body of the starting post of the thread, put in the details of that. And our feature keeper, the user Radian, will have a look at the feature request now and then and collect them for voting, and then we will put them into the sprint, to our sprints, and implement them.
Great. And which subforum should people do that? Should they go to the Logger subforum and do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the best one because everything is related to Logger somehow. And of course, in the future, we want to have this integrated into Campaign Logger here, the World Map project. So, for example, you can just upload an image in a campaign entry and then say publish on World Map, then it gets tiled. And then it will take the coordinates you can maintain, for example, in your campaign entry, and put on pins you maintained in Campaign Logger with the information from Campaign Logger, taken from Campaign Logger, and things like that. That's the general idea of how to use it in the future. And then, of course, we want to have it embeddable in streams, for example. So when you share an image from World Map in your streams, users can just zoom in like you could do with Google Maps too. If you have a company and you have an information where how you can get to the company's headquarters, then you can embed Google Maps, for example, too. And we will have, I want to have this too for Campaign Logger, and of course in streams.
That's excellent. Nice map too. You designed that yourself, didn't you?
Yes, I created it using Campaign Cartographer.
Excellent. CC3. Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice map. Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay, that's it from my side.
Well, quite a few updates. So we talked about labels now appearing in search. We looked at images can be copied and pasted in entries, from your machine or from your browser. You can also scale images width only at this point. You can copy and paste HTML and have the markup retained. Does that work in campaign entries and in log entries, or
everywhere?
Yeah, excellent. Everywhere.
Not everywhere, in campaign entries and log entries, not in campaign descriptions, for example.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then you can also use the universal shortcut Control-Shift-V to paste in without formatting.
Yes.
We have a gallery now, and it supports any file type. You've created a 5-room dungeon template, and then both it and the 5-room dungeon canvas can be modified, the box titles. And then the URL has changed to app.campaignlogger.com. And finally, we see the world map project evolving and offering some very cool features here. And I know this is going to make like travel encounters and even my Duskfall maps, just calling out specific locations. Because I'm a map person and I'm a visual person, this is going to be a very handy tool for my campaigns. So this is great. That's a lot of updates. Yeah, thanks very much, Jochen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, what we'll do is we'll meet, I think, again in a month's time towards the end of July and do another demo.
Yes, cool.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.